is Shelley Neese with the Jerusalem Connection. When my husband and I lived in Israel for several years, we had the opportunity to spend several Passover Seders with our Israeli classmates and neighbors. In Israel, there is a lot of build-up for the week of Passover. A week before the holiday started, our neighbors were busy cleaning out their houses of all leaven. Knowing we were the only Gentiles in the apartment building, they would routinely bring us their boxes of cereal, crackers, and breads. The hallways smelled like Clorox as they cleaned every crevice to follow the biblical commandment that not even a speck of leaven could be found in their homes. It wasn't just in the homes that Passover preparation was felt. Grocery stores sealed off bread aisles that were off limits during Passover week, and restaurants converted their menus to be leaven-free. The Israeli hamburger chain Burger Ranch served patties without buns. But of course, the best part of Passover in Israel was the evening of the Seder. Even as we walked along the street before Seder started, we could hear through the windows dishes clanging as hosts prepared for the elaborate meal. Though all Jewish holiday meals are special, the Passover Seder is like the Jewish Olympics. To go through the entire ritual of the meal takes hours, and every portion of the reading requires some kind of symbolic food or drink. On my first Seder, I remember an Orthodox Jewish friend looking over at me during the breaking of the first matzah and saying, "I bet you're thinking about Jesus during this part." If I wasn't already, I certainly was when he said that. What confounded me in that moment was how I had gone my whole life without ever making a real connection between the Last Supper and the Passover Seder meal. It's not a connection many Christians talk about or think about much. It took a religious Israeli, not even a Messianic, to point out to me how reminders of my Savior were laced all throughout the Seder meal. Since living back in the States, I've made a special point of hosting Passover Seder meals, taking what I learned in Israel and applying them to the faith traditions of my own family. There is nothing quite like Passover that celebrates the thread of redemption that runs all throughout the Bible, from Exodus to the death and resurrection of our Messiah. When I walk into stores in the States and see pastels and bunnies and eggs, nothing about that reminds me of our spiritual and literal deliverance from slavery. But a celebratory meal, communal reading of the story of Exodus, and reenacting of the Last Supper, that has redemption written all over it. If you have never thought much about Passover before, I encourage you to study up. We have plenty of resources on our website, including how to teach children about the holiday. Chag Sameach, and next year in Jerusalem.